Hello, guys and gals, and welcome to another episode of Monster Families. Today, we're going to be talking about the monster family known as the giant spider. The giant spider is kind of a really nasty one, but also an odd one in the way that they behave and their AI. And we'll talk about them as we go along. I do have a giant spider on the screen here, which I'm going to show you. But let's talk about their stats first. First off, they have the ability to poison you, and the poison does a lot of damage. It's actually one of the nastiest poisons in the game, I think, bar none, because when they hit you with a crit poison, it stays for a very long time and it does a very large amount of damage. There are some varieties of this particular spider. There are poison spinners, flame spiders, spider magi. There's the arachnid, which I believe is the one that is in Catacombs level 2. And there is, if the fire version actually does have the ability to dish out fire damage, that is a specialty of it. But the poison ones obviously also have a chance to dish out poison damage. And as we all know from experience with these guys, the poison damage that they dish out can literally rip the flesh from your very bones, and they are very good at it. They also have some rather unique effects, like that they run away when they go on low health, and they actually will put spider webs down to try and like entrap you, which is pretty neat. Their block chance is 12 to 23% essentially throughout the game. And if you can see, they have 50% physical resistance in Hell, but no physical resistance in Normal or Nightmare. They have no magic resistance, as most monsters in the game don't tend to have magic resistance. They are generally immune to fire, with the exception of the poison spinner, which is not. And they have no cold resistance, no lightning resistance, and their poison resistance is decent, but not really the greatest. They have like 50 to 65%. Only the poison spinner specifically is immune to poison, so keep that in mind. Now, when it comes to the spiders themselves, they generally tend to be pretty aggressive, but they also have periods of just like inactivity or like non aggressiveness. It's quite strange, in my opinion, like how they tend to sometimes be aggressive and sometimes not. Like you see, this one over here is just kind of not really interested in me. Also, when they get on low health, they tend to run away. I don't know if I'm going to be able to get this monster on low health. Let me try teeth. See if I can get them to do a runaway example. There you go. And they start pooping out like webs all over the place. And if you step in the webs, you get slowed down. And they tend to do this a lot when their HP gets on low, because they're basically like trying to stay alive. So whenever you get them into this runaway state, there you go. There's another one pooping out webs. They will run away and they will try and regenerate their health. They're actually pretty annoying sometimes, the way that they will run away and then hide in corners. And they do literally hide in corners. Like, as you can clearly see, he's hiding in the corner. All of them do this, by the way. They will all run away and they will all hide in a corner somewhere whenever they are wounded to a specific degree, which means that you kind of have to hunt them down and kill them individually. They'll also do it multiple times in a row. So as their HP gets lower, I'm not sure if there's any kind of cooldown on it, but they will eventually re-up and run away a second time. I think it's an HP trigger thing. It's like once their HP gets to a certain value, they will almost always run away. Sometimes unsuccessfully, sometimes successfully, as they like poop out webs and just like hide in the corner again. I don't particularly like these guys because of how nasty they are in terms of their poisoning. They are so nasty with their poison damage. As a revive, their wonky AI still functions the same as always, and sometimes they just don't attack things, which is also kind of strange. Like you'll find that even as revives, they kind of just like do whatever they want to do. Looks like this one down here is actually fighting the Tainted, and this one up here is actually fighting. Oh wait, no, he decided to not fight anymore. He's just running back and forth at this point. They did a pretty good job on the models too. Like the original ones were kind of creepy, like not gonna lie, and the new ones are even more creepy. Like they're both pretty creepy. They're both pretty creepy. Now you'll find variations of these all over the place in Diablo 2. One of the nastier variations that I've come across is the ones that exist in... I'm trying to remember. I believe it's Kurast Bazaar. Within one of the temples. Let's see if we get lucky and we get the spiders in the temples. Yes, yes we do. We got the spidums. See if we can get rid of the non-spiders. Now, you see, I've been poisoned almost immediately. And sometimes the poison can be particularly nasty, sometimes not so much. But for the most part, when it comes to these spiders, like the spider Maguses that are in here, the spider damage, the poison damage that they deal out can be, like, absolutely killacious. It really just depends on whether or not they crit poison you or not. And the crit poison can suck your HP down like a starving, dehydrated person that finds a fountain in the middle of the desert. And as you can see, I have 13,000 HP because this is a character set up specifically for doing these tests. And even with 13,000 HP, they're still managing to drain my HP relatively quickly, even without the crit poison, which still happens on a regular basis. As you can see, there's quite a few different variations of these spiders, though. Let's go to another place that has guaranteed versions of these spiders, which is, of course, Spider Cavern and Arachnid Lair. Both of them have spiders in there. The poison spinners, I think, have the worst poison out of the lots. I'm pretty sure they were designed with that in mind. So let's go down to Spider Forest and hop into the Arachnid Lair, which, of course, always has spiders in it. At least I think it always has spiders in it. We've got giant lampreys and bats so far. Not exactly the spider-related territory there. We still haven't seen the third monster type yet, though. There we go. There's our poison spinners. Let's see if we can get crit poison, shall we? Nothing like a good crit poisoning. Oh, I need a little crit poison in my life today. Come on, give me crit poison today. Get these bats out of the way. Big old chonky butt. This is Mr. Dusty. He's a chinchilla, by the way. He's being a bad boy today. He's being bad. Trying to chew on wires and all sorts of other bad stuff. He's a wire chewing wire chewer. Now, as far as like actually summoning these guys and using them as minions for revives, I don't recommend it. First off, poison damage doesn't stack cumulatively. You only get one poison effect on a monster at any given time. So having multiple of these doesn't really help you out very much. The webs that they spin, they'll do that even when they're in like as minions. So if they get hurt, they'll run away and they'll spin webs. So also not useful. They have higher regen than most other monsters as well. 50% higher regen, which does make them particularly nasty to deal with, especially considering that you don't want them alive and poisoning you any longer. As you can see, these creatures are highly poisonous and generally have fatal bites. Despite their defenses, often flee when struck, sometimes spinning webs to entangle slow pursuers. And they're kind of entirely designed around that idea. They're designed around the idea of, hey, Like, we can hit you with a poison that's so nasty that you'll probably die, and then we're just going to run away when we're injured because, you know, we don't have to actually stay and fight you. This character actually has, like, ridiculous amount of defenses, but I'm sure if I take off my ridiculous plate, the poison damage will show itself for what it really is. Because now I have... Well, no, I still have 75% poison risk. Well, dang. Oh, I got sandstorm tracks on. There we go. Murder me, spider gods. For those of you who don't know what I'm wearing, I have a particular piece of equipment which is designed to help keep me alive. This is the God plate. It has no other purpose other than to help me in my videos to test out things without having to worry about my character dying super duper quick, you know, which is important when you're testing out specific features of, you know, like testing DPS and trying to show off monsters that are trying to rip your face off on a regular basis like these spiders tend to do. One of the things about the poison, though, like with the frickin' spiders, is like their poison tends to last forever, I swear. Now, I do have 75% poison or 95% poison resistance, which is going to reduce that duration by an incredibly large amount. And of course, if you have poison length reduction, that helps as well. But you'll see that, like, I'm still poisoned. And I can't remember exactly. I timed it one time, and I swear it was almost like 2 minutes or something. Like, if you didn't have poison length reduction and high poison resistance. But their poison just lasts forever. Not only does it hit really hard, it can crit for ridiculously large amounts of damage, but even with 95% poison reduction, poison resistance right here, 95% what I'm currently at, you can see that I'm still just chunking away, and I'm in town. Like, I'm not being repoisoned. Like, this is just still active on me for whatever ridiculous long period of time it is. And you know what? Just as a point, let's just wait until it goes off, right? So let's find out the duration, shall we? I'm sitting here watching the lifeblood of my character just drain away. It looks like it's doing what is that, like 70? I don't even know. It's kind of hard to see exactly how much damage it's doing. Like 35 a tick or something like that. Which realistically, if I only had like about 1,000 HP, my HP would have been gone already completely. With 13,000 HP, which is completely unrealistic, by the way. Um, like it's taking a lot longer for the poison to kill me, but at 1,000, I would have been dead long time ago, and I'm still poisoned. It's crazy how long the duration of this poison is. Like it's just nuts. I'm waiting for my HP to turn red, and I like fully expect it to turn red any second now, but then like it doesn't because the duration of this poison is just ridiculous. It's redonkulous. It's one of those monster types where I swear whenever you're fighting like the poison spinners, you pretty much just go back to town and heal up, and then they'll bite you again. And as soon as they bite you, it's like, oh, okay, I guess I'll just die. Probably want to bring a couple antidote potions along for these. And if you're an energy shield sorceress, God help you, because they're just going to bypass your energy shield completely and start ripping your HP down. Now, the good thing about poison is that you can't actually die to poison. Not in PvE, anyway. Finally, it finally went away. Almost died, too. That's absolutely crazy. That is some insanely high poison damage. Let's get poked again with poison damage. Bite me, daddy. Bite me, daddy. Oh god, no. No, my face. Just sit in Karas docks and melt. This one seems to be a lot less damage than the other one. Like I'm only taking like 4 or 5 damage per tick as opposed to the, what was it, like 30 or 40 damage per tick before. So a big difference there in terms of effect. And that's one of the things that you have to also keep in mind when it comes to poison damage, is that poison damage is often calculated at the time of application and not anything else. So even if you put on more poison resistance later or you put on poison length reduction, I'm pretty sure none of it applies to a previously attacked poison, right? So like even though I put these boots back on that gave me poison resistance and like the armor that gives me poison resistance, like, even taking them off won't increase the damage that I'm taking from the poison because, well, that's not how poison works. Poison is based on when you were struck, not the other way around. So if I go back down here and I get bit by one of these spiders again, you'll see that, well, not really. Let me see if I can heal up and then get bit by the spider again once I'm because now I'm in the negatives, right? So let's try this again. So back down the spider forest, get bit by the spider. And you see what a difference it makes, like when I actually have resistances. Look at my look. Oh my god, what is he doing? Like 200 a tick, and then if I put my resistances back on, it's not going to make any difference, right? Because the resistance came after the bite, and the bite was obviously before the resistances. So having 95% poison resistance after the fact doesn't mean anything because it was applied when I had negative resistances. And you can see I'm just like absolutely just draining. That's a crit poison, by the way. Most definitely a crit poison. Just melting. 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 I'm definitely going to hit one really fast here. Pew, 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 pew. Dang, it's like doing over 100 per tick, is what it looks like. A little bit more than 100 per tick. That would take you like 10 seconds on a regular character, you'd be dead. And 1 HP. And it's just going to sit there until I'm no longer poisoned. I think that's pretty much it when it comes to the giant spiders. As always, I do appreciate you guys and gals joining me. Be sure to hit that like button and the subscribe button if you're enjoying the content. And as always, keep watching.